Right, Myro. Is it Monday, you? Get the chief throwing. My spiner knows it's a timer. For the goo. Here we go. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Where's my sip sip? I must lubricate my vocal cords. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. Oh! Oh, get the chief throwing. Oh! Painting goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Where's my sip sip? Sip sip sip, rant goo, sip sip sip, rant goo goo, sip sip rant goo, sip sip rant. Painting goo 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 goo. Oh, my chi is beginning to throw. Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. What will we goo? Nobody knew what we goo. Painting goo. Painting goo. Sip rant goo. Oh, glorious agua. I've already had 2 coffees. So my apologies in advance if I have to drain the dragon midstreamer. I have a rot of liquid in my berry. Painting goo. 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 Painting goo. Aha! Frem. Painting goo 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. Sip rant goo. Painting 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 goo. Goo 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 goo. Let's bring it home, Myro. Remind these filthy mortars after a wrong weekend do the meaning of honor and beauty and painting goo. Painting goo. It's painting goo. What will we goo? Oh. Oh. Oof. Eggs. Oof. And bacon. Eggs and bacon. Right, you filthy mortars. If you have any honor, you will pay the monkey for such beautiful music. Pay him. For I will not. I refuse to pay the little monkey especially when he was sent here to plague me. If not for my powers of persuasion and my bath full of petrifying liquids, that little fuck would be pestering me beyond belief. But anyway, welcome, my beloved Japanites, and all you other filthy mortals, to another glorious episode of PEINTEINGU, where I, your beautiful and glorious host, Defenderu, demigod of PEINTEINGU, provide you with as many hours of entertainment as I can possibly muster, depending on how numb my ass gets sitting on this stool, which I have now placed a pillow upon once more. The leathery stiffness of the foam has done a number on my behind in previous weeks. Like Homer Simpson, I have carved a fine ass shape into this stool. Excuse me whilst I descend into proper PEINTEINGU posture. Ah, you can now see my glorious topknot in all its flowing, fluffy freeness, as it is prepared to repair all nearby Oni, as we begin another glorious week of PEINTEINGU. Many demons shall attempt to interrupt the goo. They shall attempt to vex me in many ways. But the goo shall flow nonetheless. It cannot be stopped, whether its flow be like a glacier or like a rapid tide. It shall flow. So, we return to Antarctica to find out what else this fecking ferret is up to. Besides having a club foot, his left foot is fucking huge compared to his right foot, which, perspective-wise, is fucked. I fucked it! I fucked the ferret. Phrasing. I'm not German. I'm half Japanese. If I was half German, that would probably be completely different. Peter would be screaming at me on Rhine. But no, it is a simple fix. I shall simply make his right foot bigger. It shall look glorious. So, today, we find ourselves pondering over what else to place in this PEINTEINGU, because we have completed our objective. It was requested of us to paint a ferret, a rake, and a spatula. We have a ferret, we have the spatula, we have the rake. Beautiful shiny water reflecting beautiful blue skies in the Antarctican sky area. Is beautiful, is it not? Such epicness, such magnificent, sweeping, snowy scenery. Hi. I heard a knock upon the door. It better not be minor. The goo is flowing. I have no time for other people. Saburo-sama, Max Stonebarrow, Desmondo, and Margiu. Where is Emmanuel? I have a unwrapping goo to perform. I received Emmanuel's package full of goo. I don't like it when a Geppu retreats. It's like sneeze. When a sneeze retreats, it's very annoying. You are just left with stinging feeling in your nostrils. It's horrible. Right. Let's say sail to the ice war of Antarctica. Ugh. Well, it's not really a war. More like a few hills. Perhaps mountains. Depending on the distance. It could either be a fucking huge ferret or he's just very far offshore. Gru, shall there be minions too? I misspoke. Staying in character can be treacherous to the mind. Methinks it is actually a good idea to just be natural, and if I slip back into my normal self, I should just allow it to happen. But I must admit, Defenderu is becoming his own thing. Methinks I might... It could be possible that I might have a alter ego on my hands.
The idea of that just makes me laugh so much. For like, give it a few years, and like, I start like being like a proper schizo, where like, I'd be like at a family gathering or something, where like, I just be like cutting the turkey or something.
How many slices of turkey do you want?
And they all just look at me and they're like, what the fuck? Oh, sorry. I forgot I wasn't wearing my kimono and headband. Oh, God. Like, it'd be hilarious, but at the same time, I don't want that to happen. I don't want to end up being like... It kind of would be like a cult, wouldn't it? Like, you see these other, like... I was about to say these other famous people, as if I'm, like, implying that I'm also famous.
In Chinese heaven, I am famous. They all know me. Or at least they did. They better still have parties in my name. If I eventually return to Chinese heaven, and I am no longer spoken of, and all memory of me has been removed, I shall be extremely vexed. Monkey King has done me wrong, having me banished, but... methinks it is a good thing that I am on some sort of story arc, moral lesson, if you would, to forgive him for trespassing upon me. But I still hate him. I have spoken Japu to co-workers and they just look at me like I'm crazy, which is correct.
It's like your manager comes over and it's like, yo, Stabaru.
Hello! Yes, my lord. Where would you like me to put the boxer?
It's like, you know, you've been working really hard this month. I'm thinking of giving you a bonus.
Really?
Nani? A bonus for me? The idea, I've already fucking like pissed myself laughing at not even the idea or the notion, the reality. That's something, like the fact that Sleepy House Bear, when she sees me in the chat on Rumble or something, like on one of Owen's streams, she doesn't even go like, oh hey Defender, she just goes, paint! Like, the words paint, like paint, exclamation mark, paint, like full caps, like she's screaming it at me, like. Oh fucking hell! I had an experience like that when I went to one of the bear meetups. We went to one of the Irish bear meetups, and I got out of the car and there was like one of the bears that I hadn't met in person yet, or I did and I couldn't remember, or I only met him once like before that or some shit. But like he was like waiting for me when I got out of the car, and he was like standing there with his arms like open to like greet me, being like, "Defender Bear." And I was like, who the fuck is this? It's because you'd seen the PEINTEINGU streams, like, and that's back when it was on Instagram and all, like, it was hilarious. I legit was, like, looking at, like, obviously I, like, just went with it, and I was like, hey, what's this crack? And I, like, gave him a hug and all, and I was like, I didn't know who the fuck he was, like, I just rolled with it, because you don't want to insult him, you don't want to be, like, a dick and be like, who the fuck are you? Like, bitch, you don't know me. You don't know me like that. It's endearing. It's nice, you know. Don't get me wrong. I can imagine like the other end of it, like you know when you're like Tom Cruise or some shit, and everyone's like Tom, like fucking flashes from cameras going all over the place, and just like all this light and the clicking noises, and people like putting their hands out and trying to grab a hold of you, or like hand you something, or trying to fucking like get a lock of your hair or some shit, like you know, fucking like crazy shit, like yeah, like fuck that crap. But like just a small group of people like appreciating the fuck out of you for you doing something what they find like really cool. Totally vibe with it. Totally vibe with that. It's awesome. It feels amazing to like be appreciated for making people happy. It's such a good feeling. I could totally see myself like having to be conscious of not getting addicted to that, you know. So far it's okay, cuz like I have that self-deprecating sense to me where I'm like, you know, no matter how hard I try, I am still degenerate piece of shit. That's what the whole little like Hugh demon thing is about. Like I've said it so many times now. I feel like I feel like I'm reiterating it in my own head on the streams till I like finally like work it out or some shit. I was on a walk earlier on and I was really considering like storyboarding from that redhead cartoon thing that I want to do, like, or the comic book or whatever. I was saying it to myself over the weekend, and then it was really funny because like I said it to myself, you know, and then later that day, I think it was the Saturday, I said it to myself when I was making coffee or in the morning or some shit, like, and then later that day, the female said the exact same thing about something completely different. I thought it was hilarious. But I was doodling in my sketchbook and I was just chilling out, like, and I had a moment where I was like, man, I could be making I could be making a fucking killing, you know, money wise, if I just like approached all of this like differently, and you know. But you can say that about anything really. Like retrospect is 2020. Like, you know, I have learned a lot in the last few years trying to be a independent professional artist and all this shit. Like it's not easy, but it's fucking really fun. And there's like aspects of it that are like awesome, and then aspects of it that are like insanely frustrating and depressing. But that's anything, you know. Like you could say that about anything. Like I do feel blessed most of the time. Everybody gets their bad days where you don't feel blessed at all, but like most of the time I feel blessed as fuck to have the female and to have this and to have you guys. Especially like, you know, when you get shit like this, you know, fucking like I think it's really fucking cool that a known Irish artist, an oil painter, no doubt. There's something about oil painters, like it's almost like they're more legit than other painters. I've seen that. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, you can do some wildly cool, amazing shit with acrylics. I know, I've done it. But there's something about oil paintings. I think I will eventually dip my toe in that medium. But there's so many mediums. Like I really want to make it's really bubbling in the surface, or like bubbling beneath the surface. I know I'm rambling. Just let me work through it. I've got so many ideas that I want to like share with you guys because I know you'd love them. I know you guys would love a cartoon that like, or not even a cartoon, if I could just do a frame by frame thing or like still shot thing. Like I was thinking, right, that like you could do, instead of doing a comic book, like all a comic book is just like frame, 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 and that's a page, you know. There could be like maybe 6, maybe 8 frames on a page, depending how they're ordered. Sometimes there's just 1 frame, sometimes there's 2 or whatever. And then there's like different shapes and overlays and like all sorts of shit you can do with like cool comic frames and stuff. But I was thinking that you could, like, if it is just like frame, then like slide, next slide, next slide, next slide, and they're all telling a story. There's no reason why I couldn't just draw it out and then just do it on the phone, you know, and start there and like slowly over the next few years get like competent with like basic animation and editing and shit like that. Cause there's some shit I've thought of in me head that like I can't do painting wise, you know, because it's just like still images. The idea of a Xenoboon coming in out of left field and like eviscerating a Jewish elephant is just like so funny to me. I think people would really find that hilarious. Like a part of me would want to I'd almost want to write a letter to Owen and be like, look, I want to do this thing where like this fucking feral alien creature comes in and murders a Jewish elephant like viciously, like, but it's a cartoon. And I'd love to get like tips on, like, because I like his character of Ira. I like the whole idea of this like little gremlin hunchback fuck who's just like, all 7 deadly sins wrapped up in one little creature, like, but mainly greed. I'd love to be able to do like just this elephant that's Jewish and is just like an absolute greaseball, like, do you know what I mean? Just this like underhanded trickster foot, because that's so like juxtaposed with what most people think about elephants. Most people look at an elephant and they're like, oh, a kind, benevolent, family, social creature, like they're gentle giants and all this. It'd be so funny to have an elephant that's just like a fucking absolute like dickhead, like, do you know what I mean? Like fucking make his trunk all like put like warts on it and shit and make it all hairy. Make it misshapen and stuff, like, and just the idea of an elephant having a yarmulke like just on the top here, like, like, aesthetically is just hilarious to me, like. And then it could just be grifting other animals in the savannah, like, do you know what I mean? Like just doing the really basic ones, like, with fucking like cups with the ball, just with its trunk, like 2 ostriches like stroll up to a fucking table and there's just a big Jewish elephant, like, he's got a fucking, we give him a yarmulke and then give him the fucking Star of David on a necklace and then give him like a fucking like a purple sash with the star on it or some shit like that, like, has a menorah on the table or some shit, like. And it's just like, like $5 to play the fuck. I see, I can't even do it. I can't go as whiny. Owen's amazing at that. Like, it's how funny is it that a guy that physically large can do such a diminutive character? Like, do you know what I mean? Because like, Ira even sounds like tiny. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so nasally. Like, I can't even like. I can't even try to like. I go to try and do it, and I can feel it before I do it. That I don't have the proper like tonality to go that like whiny. I don't know, I think it's hilarious. I'd have to get someone to do the voice for me, maybe, or I just have to practice it. Like it'd have to be like extra whiny because it's an elephant. Like, how do you make an elephant sound fat? Like, not an elephant, sorry. Like, so like a yeah, well, like all elephants are fat, I suppose, but like a rotund, like Jewish elephant, like a cross between like hello and then like like, oh, like, hello, would you like to try a game? like this kind of lazily homosexual, like, oh. $5 for a shot at the game. And you just have him use his trunk to like move the cups and shit, like, and trick the ostriches into like keep playing until they can find the ball, and then like it's obvious that he's cheating and shit, like, but like you'd only do it like once or twice to establish that like he's fucking them, like, you know what I mean? Like he's conning them out of their money. The game is rigged or whatever. And that, like, even before the ostriches like look at each other and they're like, I think this guy's trying to like, con us or whatever. Like, I don't think this game is fair. Like, the fucking Xenoboon just comes out of nowhere and there's like just like insanely heavy metal starts playing, like, and the thing just like goes to town on him. And then like the ostriches just are like, oh shit, and leave. Like, one of them comes back on screen and takes the money and walks off. That'd be the thing as well, as the Xenoboon always comes in, kills the elephant and leaves. It never steals money. It never kills the innocent bystanders. Like, it just shows up, kills the Jewish elephant and fucks off. It's just like a manifestation of spiritual karma. Oh god. It's funny to me, so I don't give... Man, I can only imagine how funny it is. Like, especially if you work with fucking, like, Indian lads and all, like... Hey, buddy. You know you have to put the button. How many pallets is that, buddy?
I do not know.
Like, and you're like 6 foot and white and all, like,
doing a Japanese voice.
like one of your coworkers like spills a pallet of like really expensive product or some shit like that, and you just like roll up beside them on the forklift, and you're just like,
You have a no honor, Pajita,
and just drive away. Oh fuck. Circumcised elephant trunk, yeah, that'd be hilarious. That'd be really funny, and you could like bring it up now and again, like one of the animals that like is playing the game, or like, you know, is like haggling with him or some shit over something. One of the animals is like, "What happened to your trunk, man?" You have like, you know, like stoner. What would be really funny, like stoner giraffes, like a pair of giraffes walk in, but they have like, you know, the stoner haircut of like the hairs going over the faces and stuff like that, like like. Dude, bro, what happened to your trunk, man? That looks like painful and aggravating. Like, and like he never admits it's a circumcised trunk. Or even like, why would his trunk be circumcised? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, you would have a circumcised like elephant penis, obviously. So like, has to be this hilarious story of like, the elephant rabbi accidentally circumcised his trunk at birth. Like it was like, you know, the rabbi they had was like really old and blind or some shit. Like, you know, the rabbi was going blind, so he fucked up and circumcised my trunk instead of my penis. The more we develop this, the funnier it gets. Dude, what happened to your trunk, man? That looks like gruesome. Or like he thinks it's like scarification. He's trying to be open-minded about it. It's like, bro, I've never seen an elephant engage in scarification. Like, where'd you get that stuff done to your trunk, bro? It's a birth defect. The more I try and do the Ira voice, the more I'm getting. Like, I can't get it as whiny. I don't want to just. I don't like. I know it's a Jewish elephant. I know we're bears, but I don't want to just use Ira's voice. I want to try and. We need something that's just as mischievous, but like it's an elephant, so it needs to be kind of like bassy. You know, like. Oh, I could do it like the Elcor out of Mass Effect. That'd be hilarious. Which I kind of already did, like without the white. You know, like, hello. Yeah, I think that works. Greetings, fellow animal. Savannah resident. Would you care to engage in a game of chance? And for anyone who's played Mass Effect, there is these hilarious aliens. I find them so funny. There's these aliens in the Mass Effect universe called Elcor, and when you speak to them, they don't express emotions. They they do technically. They verbally express emotions. It's one of the funniest fucking teams I've ever come across in anything ever. It's like you walk up to this thing, and it'll go like, excited salutations, greetings, human. You know, like, or like you'll ask it a question and like, so how come the shipment of like bouillon fluid didn't make it through your warehouse? Like, you know, it seems like there's some like fuckery afoot or some shit. Like, and the thing will turn around and go, puzzled indifference. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they articulate their emotions verbally. It's like one of the funniest things ever. That combined with the way they look, they're like giant. It's like, imagine a sloth that's like, you know the way like sloths' forearms are like way longer than their back legs, than their hind legs. So imagine a sloth that walks around, like it's kind of like a, you know the way gorillas walk around on their front leg, on their hands, like. So the front part of them is very upright, and the back end of them is very down, like, you know, they've that big ass and the tiny legs. They look like that proportionally, but they're like reptilian and armored. So it's like a lizard gorilla. They're like excited salutations. Fuck, it's so funny. There's another species, I can't remember is it the Halgar or something? I can't remember. I think it begins with H. But there's another species, and they're literally like space jellyfish. And they like have this like they have this like resonance, this resonant echo when they speak. So they're like, greetings. You know, like, would you care to engage in commerce, human? Like, you're just talking to. That's why I love RPGs. You're just playing a game where you're like, you know, like you could like, it's just the ideas how like characters play off each other. I should give Baldur's Gate 3 a try. I'd probably really enjoy it, because like I love the original Mass Effect series. The first 3 are fucking brilliant, and like games like that are just hilarious. Like role playing game, I'd probably really enjoy sitting down with a group of like, you know, socially adept nerds, because I don't like I have compassion for and can't hang out with like proper fucking like nerds, like, you know, the like incel types, like guys who still have like acne on their faces and like are like, you know, 35 years of age, and they have fucking like, you know, spectacles that make them look like Harry Potter, and they play D&D every weekend with the boys and shit like that, and they haven't had a girlfriend in 15 years, like, and all this shit, like, you know, proper fucking nerds. I can like chill with them, but like they get to me after a while, because I'm just like, you're pathetic. Like, but like I have a huge amount of nerd in me as well, and I think I would really enjoy sitting down and playing Dungeons and Dragons with a group of people who I could like vibe with, because some of the funniest shit takes place in the gamer role-playing fantasy sphere. Like it's one of the reasons why I find Vox Day so funny, is because like when you have such a expansive playground of for your imagination, and you create things and teams that then play off each other and shit. Like we've literally done it here on PEINTEINGU, just like organically and naturally. Like that's what I'm talking about. Is like, I want to be able to provide content for you guys that isn't just this, you know. I know this is awesome, you know, which is why you should pay for PEINTEINGU if you have any honor. But I want to do more, you know, like, and I'm slowly figuring that out over the past year, like, where it's like, how do I devote energy to this without taking away from like the cool symmetrical shit that I've done and the other projects that I want to do myself personally? Because this wasn't my idea. I just like took this ball and ran with it. Somebody was like, you should do a painting stream, and here we are 2 years later. So like I want to do like, you know, the comic book like Redhead, like have the Gunduck idea and all, of loads of shit, like, and I'm trying to be wise and responsible and not just be like I'm trying to not be an airheaded squirrel that's like indulging my freedom while my female works for a living. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm trying to actually like do this professionally and legitimately, and like learn new techniques, and it shows in the, especially ironically, in the PEINTEINGUs, because like even the PEINTEINGUs have gone from looking like absolute monkey trash, like literally like you handed a fucking spider monkey a paintbrush and was just like, have at it, Gimbo, like, and like that's what you get, like, to like stuff like this, you know, or the recent ones, like, you know, the fucking onion helicopter thing came out really good, like, but it's taken away from me being able to spend time, you know, like 3 hours of just like sit down and like focus work on something like a symmetrical or my own character design or some shit like that. Like, it really cuts into my energy, like, do you know what I mean? Because there's other shit I'm doing, like fucking, you know, basic house chores and stuff, because I'm basically a house husband, like, or a house fiance. Ugh. Like the amount of fucking recycling at the start earlier on was hilarious. I was just had Owen Stream on in the background, and I was just putting bags into bags into bags into bags. I was just like fucking like, man, the waste two people could fucking produce, like seriously, like, and that's just from like food and drink, like, do you know what I mean? Even if it's just like bottles of water and shit, like. And like it's ridiculous because we live in Ireland, like, do you know what I mean? Like every fucking house on this road should be like tapped into the local fucking spring water or some shit. It's fucking stupid. Like everything's so backward and lazy, and it's the same as everything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the government in this country isn't motivated by increasing the quality of life of its citizens. It's motivated by power and money. You know what I mean? And that's what makes everything shit. Like. The same thing goes for an individual. The same thing goes for like a corporate group or any kind of entity that is comprised of multiple people. Like, do you know what I mean? Whether it be a group or a cult or a fucking government entity or any of these things, or a corporation. It's like if an individual can be motivated by things that do not bear fruit in a moral and positive way, then so can a group. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it's so evident now. Look at the game industry. I mean, like Witcher 1. Dog shit. I never fucking played it, but like obviously enough people liked it that they made Witcher 2. Witcher 2 got a load of fucking great reviews and shit. I didn't really like it. I didn't really jive with it, but I did play it. It was okay. It wasn't amazing. Witcher 3, one of the best games I've ever played in my fucking life. Witcher 4, I'm not touching that thing with a 10-foot barge pole, and I haven't even seen the fucking trailer. And it's like the behavior of a group, just like the behavior of an individual, can drastically fucking affect like everyone's like environment, like the environment and the polarization and the experiences of another group, of every other group. The way I look at all this is like we're all on a board, and like every individual person is a piece, but then every individual piece is a part of a group, and then like there's like meta groups and then subcategories and Venn diagrams and all this shit. And like, just like an individual, say like Owen Benjamin, for example, can get on the internet and go, boom, and make a ripple, and that's just an individual. A group can do the same thing, and like, how, like it's fascinating because like an individual could do it and go ping, and the ripple goes out, and it hits every group, and only certain individuals in each group will resonate with that message, with that information, right? And it's like sonar, exactly like Owen Benjamin describes it, where it's like idea sonar, where you just go like ding and you send out a ripple, and then ripples come back. It's not like everyone in each group is going to go, oh, and then return message, like, do you know what I mean? It's like every time you send out a ripple, you're going to hit individuals, but those individuals typically are a part of a group. So like over time you see all these like look at the American politics where they always show those fucking things on the map, and it's like, oh, it's all blue, oh, it's all red, oh, it's all blue, oh, it's all like, it's just it's a symbol for the shifting in polarity, where it's like 1 year or 4, like you take 4 years or 1 year intervals, and it's like, oh, this year people feel and think like this. Or this year people feel and think like this, 10 years later people feel and think like this now. And like that's why everything's shifting so drastically, because like before it took longer for information to get around, like I was saying on the other stream last week. It's like you had to write a letter, you had to get a letter to the person, and the person had to get it to the other person, and it could take days, weeks, whatever, months. Now it's just like boom, done, And because the speed of that has increased, the speed of everything else has also increased. So like the rate at which information is flying around the realm in between individuals and in between groups is like a fucking ping pong machine on turbo. Like, it's like ding 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 ding, all these different moving parts, all these different, like, it's incredibly sophisticated and complex, but it's not at the same time. If if you're in it, it's overwhelming, but if you look at it from a meta perspective, it's just this swirling organism of data that is like pulsing and growing. And then when an idea dies or is found to be like like it's like survival of the fittest, but it's in the conceptual realm, you can see it happen. Like you're one hawk to, in less than a year. One minute she's just some bitch on the internet who's like acting like a stupid slut, which has been happening for fucking years, and they get attention for it, right? Next thing she's doing a podcast. Next thing she's doing this and all. Like then she does a coin, a digital coin. Now they're all saying that they got scammed, like, right? And they probably did, like, and she probably knew exactly what she was doing, you know. She probably had people around her going, "What you need to do is this, and then you do this, and that's how you make your money," and blah blah. But that all went down in the space of months. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, we're at a stage now where some random fucking bitch could just be like out on a night drinking or some shit and passing someone with a camera, and then she just goes viral. But it's like I'm starting to get the feeling that like I'd say it's been like this for maybe like possibly, you know, I don't know, since like the 50s or something. Like you could argue, because they've always had a monopoly on it, I suppose. But like I'd say things like when you go viral in quotes, I'd say most of it is inorganic. I'd say some of it is organic, where something just goes like if something is funny, like, do you know what I mean? It's probably organic. Like, but something like her, like with the whole Hawk Tour thing, I'd say that was like totally inorganic. Because there's not like, it's not like that's incredibly entertaining or incredibly funny or like, and do you know what I mean? There's no reason for something like that to go viral. An organic viral thing is like, you know, like Count Dankula with his pug. Do you know what I mean? Like something unique and hilarious, or something really relatable, or so, like, and don't get me wrong, maybe there's loads of fucking, you know, slags out there that really related to the whole, like, you know, you got a fucking hot tour, like, do you know what I mean? There's probably a load of hoes who are like, hell yeah, queen, like, I'm sure that's the thing, but like, that just doesn't seem like an organic viral thing to me. Like, that seems like it was totally pushed, like, because like they really are trying to do that the last while with the whole OnlyFans thing and all. They're trying to be like, they're trying to convince women, and they have done. They've convinced a large portion of females that being a whore is a good thing. And like they're using money to do it as well. It's like, because most people see money as like, okay, if I have a lot of money, I must be successful. I must be a good person. I must be like, you know, you know, I have, my value is my net worth, essentially, is what a lot of people think, like, you know, that's the motivation, instead of like the actual value of like authenticity or honesty or like, you know, a genuine thing or anything. Like, it's like, it's crazy. I lost my train of thought there. I completely just went whoop, my brain just farted, and I completely lost my train of thought. Grifu-sama! Welcome. I would make it sound like that whiny dog from all the old cartoons. What whiny dog from all the old cartoons? That's fucking vague as fuck, Stabaru. I would make it sound like that whiny dog from all the old cartoons. Which one? Cue the intro to Bleed by Meshuggah for that's one of those tunes that's really hard to do, like, you know, to replicate verbally, like just with your vocals, because of the fucking speed of the kicks. I love Bleed. It's such a good song. Yeah, I'd love you'd have to get something that like, that'd probably be a good one, but I'm sure there's like a perfect tune for what we're talking about, where like the fucking Xeno Boone just comes in off left, like offside, out of bounds, and just wrecks him. Like, oh, excuse me. I think we need to put some penguins in this. I was thinking I'd put a load of penguins that look just as like drugged up as the ferret, and I put like a load of them just kind of like the hills have eyes, or the hills have penguins. You know, like they're all just like. I think it'd be hilarious to do a cartoon of some explorer dude going to Antarctica and it just being a fucking absolute mental trip experience. Natsu penguins. Penguins in Nazi uniforms. That'd be fucking hilarious. It'd be kind of hard to do a load of them. Well, not if I did them kind of large. I don't know. Like I'm thinking like maybe this big. You wouldn't be able to really see them. Like you'd kind of be able to see them on the stream. But you'd more be able to see it when I take the photo later and pull it down and shit. Penguins in like Nazi uniform would be fucking hilarious. I think that's a sticker. Well, I do Nazi penguins. Like I'm working on the chicken T-shirt right now. I'm working on the good, the bad, and the chicken T-shirt. I think it's a hilarious T-shirt, and I'm gonna go with my sister's idea. I think it's a good idea to do. I'll do the good, the bad, the chicken. So we got the angel chicken, the devil chicken, and then just the normal chicken. So a white one, a black one, and then a brown one, and it's just the good, the bad, and the chicken. And then I'll do another one that's like the Vax edition, where it's like the good, the bad, and the chicken one has like needles in it or whatever. So I'm gonna try and stick that together this week. I have them drawn out. I just need to trace them and then like do them properly on cause like when I sketch stuff, the only downside to the stuff that I sketch is like the sketchbook I have. It has this really nice smooth. I think it's moleskin. Might be a cheap knockoff version of moleskin, but it's like really smooth paper that's great for sketching and markers and shit. But it's tan. It's like slightly tan, so I'm gonna have to trace them. Well, I don't have to trace them, but I really like the ones that I sketched, so I'm gonna trace them, stick them on normal paper, normal cartridge paper or whatever, paint them, and then do them individually, like a little bit larger maybe. They might be alright the size they are, so I might get away with just tracing them and putting them on, but I'm going to do them properly individually and then have to take a photo of them and then send it to the laptop and then get on Spring and then arrange it all, pick a font and then stick them up there. So I'm hoping to get that one done this week, and then in the new year I'll start doing the rest of the turtle t-shirts. The Grenadiers, the next one. I'd like, part of me, like, with the way the first turtle t-shirt came out, like, I like it, but it could be better. I'm kind of, like, I'm fucking a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to certain things. Like, sometimes I'm just like, it's good enough, just put it out there, which is good. It's good to be like that because, perfection is the enemy of good. I totally vibe with that. Like, it's like, it is good enough, just do it. But I would like to make the tactical turtles, the bird bureau. What do we have? Tactical turtles, bird bureau, grid pigs, and we've got a few of them now. Like, and then I'm working on other stuff in the background, and I've been working on it for a while, intermittently. But like, I'm always juggling. I'm always like spinning so many plates. Like, I'm doing a moose head, a symmetrical. I'm doing the stream. I'm doing a chicken t-shirt. I'm still doing the tactical fucking turtle t-shirt. I don't have any commissions right now, which is probably why I actually feel less like overwhelmed when I have a commission, because it like focuses me. When I don't have a commission and I just have my personal objectives and the stream, I tend to get a bit erratic because like I don't have a boss. My boss is me, like I try to think of my boss as God, like but it's like, it's not like I can talk to him, so I just have to like feel the vibe of the day and be like, what should I do? Because half the time I don't fucking know, because like I'm not business minded, like, so I just try to be like, get decent sleep, work out regularly, all that jazz, like, do you know what I mean? And like, and at least be somewhat organized in my thoughts and my ideas, my objectives and shit. But anyway, that is enough rambling. We're nearly at a fucking hour now and I haven't even stuck on tunes or started painting. But yeah, I think Nazi penguins is a good idea. It's been a while since I spent a few episodes, or has it? I can't even remember now. So I might spend a while on this one if I'm going to do something like that, where like I'll put a lot of penguins in the background and then put an orca in the front or something. Or I want to put a cheel in. For any of those who don't know what a cheel is, it's a chunky seal. Fucking I remember seeing this AI post of like it was like animals, but they're fat, and it was one of the cutest things I've ever seen. It was like not just fat, I mean like spherical, you know, like they were giant ball. They were just like made like really puffy, and there was like a tiger and a polar bear and a walrus and a buffalo, a dog, a wolf, and shit. Like, and they're fucking so cute looking, and it's like funny at the same time. That's probably like, as much as I want to do cool demon shit and like concept art and build my own universe and technical shit and all, which I have done. Like, do you know what I mean? Like all these like sketchbooks sitting there full of ideas and shit. I think the stuff that I'm really good at least for the moment, is the fairly simple, cute and funny cartoony stuff. Because the security duck that I posted this morning, I really like him. I think he's funny looking. Just like pointing, you know, like with a disgruntled look on his. He just has headphones and a security sash on him. He's just like that way. And then I did a doodle there a while ago. Put it up on TikTok with a cute little tune where it was like do 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 do, like an adventure thing. And it's just like a little weird looking dude with like, he almost looks like he's wearing like a worm suit with horns or some shit, and he's just got a sword and he's like, that way lads, and there's like two things like floating beside him following him, and one of them looks really pissed off. Like I definitely have that element of like, I wish I could like, so, like sometimes I wish I didn't have the guilt of like trying to, like I said earlier on, like trying to do this to a professional enough degree where like I'm bringing in stable money and stuff like that, and so it would like alleviate some of the stress on the female and stuff. Like sometimes I do feel like I want to be a little bit selfish and just take a year out and not worry about any of that shit, and actually just spend all of my time doing one project like Redhead or, you know, Gunduck or something, and like really flesh it out and like take my time with all the drawings and like do a really clean professional job. Because that is one of the downsides to doing painting is like anybody who doesn't know me or just comes across me will see like the first 100 200 episodes of PEINTEINGU and be like, this guy's funny but he's shit at art. And it's like, it's totally fair, because like they were never done to be like, it's not like, it's the opposite of Bob Ross nearly, where it's like, it's not like, I'm just gonna do a little bush here and fucking, you know, like, and you're like, oh my god, that's amazing looking. Instead it's some lunatic being like, right, let's do a painting, yeah, and then like, what the fuck. Like, some of them look like nightmare fuel, swear to god. Like, check the TG chat. Oh, fuck it, on me phone. The fucking phone's charging inside. I can check it though. I'm on the laptop, so I can just do this. Give me 2 seconds. Why did somebody type fucking Nazi penguin into the AI? And I can imagine that's what happened. Oh, that Droopy. Yeah. I'd have to listen to his voice again to be. I think that's a hard voice to do. Cause that's not nasally. It's something different. It's kind of like. Hold on a minute. I'll have to YouTube that for a second. 10 greatest cartoon dogs ever. What's this dude's name? Droopy Dog. Is it just Droopy Dog? Yeah. Fucking. It's like, it's kind of nasally, but not really. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. You know what I'm on about, though. It's not like really kind of whiny. It's more like, I suppose it is nasally. In hold on a sec. How do I? Can I not search on this? Droopy Dog. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted and fucking taken down or some shit. Like, Droopy's greatest moments. I am reviewing this content. I am commentating.
Are you happy people?
Hello, are you happy? No, that's fucking Meatwad. Hello. Hello. I don't even know how to begin getting that.
You know what? I'm the hero.
I'm the hero. I'm the hero. It's like, you know what? You know what? It's like I do it too much. That's a very gentle. You know what? I'm the hero. It's like a very gentle nasally. Like that's a fucking hard one to do. The way they animate it was brilliant. Speak, damn you.
Come on, get set.
You know what? You cheated. You know.
Fucking man, all Looney Tunes are fucking hilarious. You know what? You cheated. The speed of them and all, like. I know you guys couldn't see that, you could only hear it, but fuck me, all Looney Tunes are so fucking funny. That would be like, yeah, we'll have to work on the voice for that. I don't know what's gonna be my first like animation, but it might be a while. I think I'm gonna start with just like still images and storyboards and shit like that, like, but like over the coming years, like I want to eventually get to a stage where we have the ability to like, you know, really flesh out the stuff that the stuff that organically comes about through doing PEINTEINGU and the characters we come up with and stuff. Like I'd love to do a fucking animated short of Lario and Luigi having the fucking gunfight with the Farpies in a fucking oh, was that like an Afghanistanian village or something? Like, I can't remember. It was Libya. Gaddafi was on the fucking wall of the building. Yeah, it was Libya. I'd love to do a fucking short like that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like the total parody piss take thing where like, obviously it's supposed to be Mario and Luigi, but it's like I love doing alternate universe shit. I had an idea years ago that I would start a company called Aversion, but instead of it being like the word aversion, as in you have an aversion to something, which is like a repelling behavior, a repellent behavior. It was like a play on words where it was like it's a version of something, you know, like a different version of something, or like this character has several different versions, you know. And I was gonna call it a version and just do my version of like some of my favorite things, and like I know, like I can imagine a lot of people who, oh, so you're just doing, you know, derivatives of like other shit. It's like, well, yeah, like that's what everything is, like, you know, how many different kinds of like story that you could point at is like basically just another story, a different version of another story, like, you know. And I remember having the idea of like taking like that's actually, while I'm thinking about it, that's actually how I came up with the storyline for Gunduk, was that I based it on Superman's storyline where he was like from another planet and he lands on a farm, but then I came up with like, you know, loads of variables of like, instead of being sent away at birth, he's like betrayed and then like sent away as like a punishment, and he's like fully grown, so it's not like he lands on the farm and he's found by the husband and wife who own the farm and they're like, oh, a baby duck, and then take care of him. I thought it'd be hilarious if when he landed on the farm and they like investigate it, and like, you know, the farmer has a shotgun and like his wife has like a flashlight or something, like, or a torch, and what the way they send him in the thing makes him look like a baby because they have him like gagged and like he's in like a capsule that's like got him all wrapped up, so he looks like a baby to them, and they're like, oh, look, like a baby alien duck thing. You know, like, and they go to like take him out of the thing, but the second they like release the you know, like, what would you call it, the clamps holding him in, or they release the security on the thing, he just like produces a weapon and kills the two of them, and immediately goes on like a fucking, you know, cold-blooded murdering, you know, singular-minded, you know, bloody rampage to find his way home. I just thought it'd be so funny, like, you know, where they're like investigating this capsule that's crashed in their farm, and they're like, oh look, a baby, and this gun just comes out of the thing and just blasts the two of them away. Like the cartoons I would create would be hilarious, but they would be like morally ambiguous. Like, do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't. Sometimes I would try to make a moral point, but most of the time I wouldn't. I think I think someone like me trying to make a moral point is arrogant, because I'm not like. I'm not like, I'm ignorant. Do you know what I mean? I'm ignorant of so much. Like, I'm like a fucking child in this like realm. Do you know what I mean? And my cone of vision as far as like understanding things is so limited still. Like, do you know what I mean? And like, that is the case for most people. But like, a lot of people don't think, like, I think I'm like more humble than a lot of people, like, but then people would weirdly call me arrogant, because you can sound arrogant when you're confident and you're speaking what you believe to be true. Like you know, fucking Narco Longo, like, do you know what I mean? Like, if you eat meat, you're a Satanist, like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's funny how like grifters and like supposed like truth seekers can like sound the same, you know, like, if you eat meat, you're a Satanist. The smartest people to ever live were fucking vegetarians. It's like, it may or may not be true, you know. Like, I bacon and eggs earlier on, like, it felt amazing. Like, I don't know, like, the Bandadu, welcome to PEINTEINGU. You honor us with your presence. I can do that voice spot on. You serious? This is one of the things that excites me the most about trying to do stuff where we, because like I want to involve you guys, like, you know, because you've been involved in the PEINTEINGU stream. That's why I'd want to fucking do it together, like, do you know what I mean? We could have like, and like pure like cheap, like, do you know what I mean? Like, the production cost would be fuck all, because I'd have to just learn some basic editing. And in the beginning, it could be just like South Park, where it's just like moving still images, and we could go from there, like, you know, and just over the coming years, I could slowly teach myself how to like from what I've seen, that Blender program is very versatile. You can like not only create your own 3D assets, but then you can also animate them, you know. So and I probably wouldn't even need to do 3D assets, like, you know, I could just animate 2D shit. Which is what I would want to do anyway, for the most part, like. And who knows, like, you know, eventually, like, you know, 10, 15 years from now, with like organic growth and progress and me learning stuff on the fly in the background and shit like that, and then getting other people involved. Of course, I'd have to be careful with that, like, you know what I mean? Like, I would prefer to have a team, but the idea of being in a similar position to like Owen Benjamin, where like it is just him, but then he involves other people, and then the shit show that can go down when people like realize how valuable the shit is and how much money they could potentially make and all this fucking shit. Like I've thought about it with my own stuff. I've turned around to the females sometimes and like been spitballing an idea, and I'm just like, man, if I did this right, I could make a fucking killing, like, on one of my ideas for a cartoon, or, you know, a funny skit idea, or a particular, you know, like some of the symmetricals. I forgot the right buyer, and then ended up in the lobby of a hotel or a famous building or some shit like that, and like hundreds of people were walking. Like, that's how the shit like that happens, like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just have like a lot of foot traffic going past something you did, and people will just be like, huh, what's that? And then look at it and be like, you know, it's like, I like using age-old, like, you know, proven techniques of marketing, you could call it, where like I like my work to do. It's like the work speaks for itself. If I'm not making a lot of money, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that I'm not successful and I'm not doing the right thing, because like that's not a metric. Like finances is not a good metric for that. Like, but there is also an argument that like I just need to do more, or I'm not doing the right thing, or I'm doing it in the wrong way. You know, there could be a variable. But quite often, what I'm actually dealing with is having so much potential and so much energy and so much like the lack of direction, like the fact that it's all up to me where it goes, if it goes anywhere. Sometimes it's not that I get like I'm not afraid. Do you know what I mean? It's more like I'm just like, I don't know. It's like choice paralysis. It's kind of like, well, I could do whatever the fuck I want. Well, what do you want to do then? I don't know, all of it. like that's my problem, is I want to do all of it. Like, you know what I mean? I want to do board games, I want to do video games, I want to do cuddly toys, I want to do collectibles, I want to do like, you know, fucking, like, I'd love to do my own version of like Warhammer or something, because I could. Do you know, because we could just like make up a lot of fucking factions, which we already have in various ways, you know, and then you come up with like I've already thought out like a battle grid. You know, you just use hexagons. You just use hexagons. Put out, like, instead of, you know, the way like Warhammer works, where they're all on like they're all on circular plates. They're all sitting on circular plates. I'd put all of my characters on hexagonal plates, and then do the battle grid as hexagons, like a hexagon grid. And then it'd be easy to map out like how far something goes, or like how much of an AoE something has. And for people who don't know what an AoE is, it's area of effect. Like the blast radius of a grenade or a fucking fireball spell or some shit like that. Like, and then like you'd have like a combination of cards, the dice, and then the models themselves, and then a battleground. And you could have stuff like environmental effects and like spiritual effects and like all that. Like I do mad shit where like if somebody pulls out a card, it could turn the tide of the whole battle because like a blizzard shows up. Do you know what I mean? It'd be really, like, I think that'd be fucking awesome. Like, but that's my problem is like I have too many, like, and you guys have probably noticed it. Like, do you know what I mean? I'm sure you guys have noticed it over the fucking watching me the last year and a bit. That like I just shit out ideas all the time. I'm like, you could do this, and you could do this, and you could have one of these, and you could do one of those, and blah, 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 blah. Like, and my problem is like when I catch something that has potential, or even that I like, because there's a few ideas that I've had over the years that I particularly like Gunduck. I really like the Gunduck idea. I think he's a cool character. Same with Redhead, or even Hugh, the little like blue demon guy with the halo and the string. There's a few of them that I'm like, I want to like expand upon this, you know. But the reality is that I come up with shit all the fucking time, either on my own or like while I'm like, you know, pinballing off of you guys. And it's one of the reasons why I want to involve you as well, because it's like it's funny because I was catching up on Owen's stream, and it's like I relate to that a lot, where he was like, it's not coming from me, I'm just the conduit, like, do you know what I mean? It's not mine because I said it first or whatever, like. And it's the same with me. It's like I've said before on the stream, I'm like, sometimes I do get that twinge of, you could call it fear. It's more like, it feels more like just like a worry, a slight worry based on experience and like being logical, where it's like, oh, what if somebody stole my idea for one of my things? And my instinctive answer was always like, well, I just make a new one then, because that's what I do. I come up with stuff. I create shit. So what if somebody stole one of your creations? Well, that means that I'm creating stuff that's worth stealing. So I just create more shit. And then slowly, like, it's funny how it works, because the more you work with something, and like almost like the more potential and the more valuable it gets before you even make it a thing, you start to like want to protect it and defend it because you care about it. And if someone was to steal it, you'd be like, hey, that's mine. But it's not, though. Like, not really. I'm just the conduit. It's not actually my, like, I don't possess it. And I definitely don't possess it once I manifest it. Once I paint something, it's not mine. It's just in the realm. It just exists. You know? Someone can pay me for it so that they can possess it, but then they don't even possess it. It just exists, you know? They'll eventually die, and then it'll be left in a room, or it's fucking destroyed in a house fire or some shit. I don't know. Like, right, now I've been rambling for over an hour. Let's get some tunes going. Let's get some Nazi penguins in here. Oh, I seen a super chat come in there, but the thing didn't work. I'll have to fix that. I will have to fix that. Right. I'm gonna start upbeat, and then I might switch to metal later. But I'm in the mood for this bitch. It's Monday. Let's get the positive energy flowing. Right.
Somebody has a paid for PEINTEINGU! Glorious! Adolf Pengler!
We welcome your arrival to Antarctica. Der Pengreich. Der Pengreich. Der Pengreich has heard great things of your artistic conquest. Hold on a sec. What is... The super chats I get are fucking hilarious. Sorry. Gotta get my German on. Give me 2 seconds. Greetings, PEINTEINGU! Adolf Pengler here. We welcome your arrival to Antarctica. Der Pengreich has heard great things of your artistic conquest of the realm. Reminds me of the early days of the Blitz. Paint.
Domo arigato for your patronage to PEINTEINGU. Adolf Pengler.
Okay, no wait. I have to do Nazi penguins now. Oh fuck. Right, let's get these bitches wet. Where's what bitch will I start off with? Oh, glorious! I can't taste the bacon and eggs anymore. Where's that bitch? It's like, instead of who's that Pokemon, it's where's that bitch? Right, get your bitch wet. And then beat her. She's not ready for the goo. Make sure your royal rag is placed upon your demi-divine knee. If you have one. If you have a demi-divine knee. If you listening to PEINTEINGU, or you're watching PEINTEINGU, and you happen to also be a demigod, and you do not pay for PEINTEINGU, I shall find you, and I shall report you to heaven. All of them. All of them. Not just the Japanese one. Right, penguins. Time to get my brack out. I place the goo upon the parrot. I get my tiny mister and I squirt on the goo. To row it to fro freery. Emmanuel better appreciate me not doing the unwrapping goo without him. I was tempted. And then I forgot. So he is a rookie. The Axis powers are growing in Antarctica. Fucking like an evil Nazi penguin army is like that animated would be hilarious. Like I can see it in my head and it would be so fucking funny. So funny. Just these like dead-eyed penguins in Nazi uniform with like the guns, the flamethrowers, the tanks, the gas masks, the fucking like the skulls and the double S's on everything. It'd be so fucking funny. Like just these like dead-eyed penguins just like murdering. What would you put the Jews as? If the Nazis are penguins, then the Jews would be like rats. Mice. Make them mice. It'd be nice. What's wrong with being a rat? Rats are cool. Rats are like, you know, I like rats. Painting Google. It's like, oh, how dare you? That's so offensive. It's like, you find rats offensive? Like, you know, it's just, people are just stupid. That, like, Vox is right. Vox is right about everything. Like, people are just fucking stupid. Don't listen to them. They're idiots. Painting Google. Doo-doo-doo-doo. It's hilarious the way I'm like, right, we're in Antarctica. What will I put in it? We'll do some penguins, will I? Nazi penguins! We need Nazi penguins! Painting goo 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 goo. Painting goo goo goo. try and make this Nazi penguin what would you call it? Regiment? As diverse as possible. I'm imagining their little stubby wings doing the Roman salute. Fucking just Nazi penguins marching with like in uniform with guns and all. It'd just be the funniest thing ever. Like the way they'd be waddling along like remember I was saying to you and Sonia over the weekend. It was fucking like, imagine if ducks sounded like wolves and if wolves sounded like ducks. Like you just swapped the two sound effects, like, and if it was like real life, like, do you know what I mean? And you gotta feed the ducks at a pond, and it's like, you know, like the second I imagine it as being a thing, like, it's like the funniest fucking thing ever. Could you imagine if a wolf quacked when it barked? Like, you're like, oh, the wolves surround you out of nowhere in the middle of a forest, and you're like, oh fuck, and then all of a sudden they're all just like, wah! 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 It's like, swapping that'd be a hilarious theme. I'm sure there's like so many of them that'd be brilliant. If you like swap the sound of animals, it'd be fucking brilliant. Like, PEINTEINGU. What if cats clucked like chickens and chickens meowed like yeah, like just simple shit. Like your cat looks at you and just goes like if you just like, imagine you just like woke up one day and the sounds of animals had been swapped like just for you. Other people think you're fucking crazy, but like your cat comes up to you and fucking clucks like a chicken. You're like, what the fuck? And then you go outside and your chicken meows at you. Meow. You're like, oh, hold on a minute. Like, oh god. Alright, what do we got? We got 6 of them there. I just had a thought. I was like, obviously you're not going to be able to see the ones behind the spatula. Also, do I put a sail on this? Or do we even bother putting a sail on this? Do we just leave it like that? Part of me's thinking that I should just put 2 ropes tying the spatula to the raft. And it's like, that's it. Like, Wo est Emmanuel Godsonu? There is unboxingu to look after. I know, it's typical, isn't it? He's probably in work. He's probably in work. Part of me wants to do like a massive one. Like, if there's Nazi penguins, then one of them's gonna be genetically altered or some shit, like using the power of the Black Sun realm or some crap, like, you know. We have accomplished it! We have attained it, my lord. Mein Führer. We have created the ultimate penguin. like just this mad German penguin with, like, you know, the scientist goggles on with the mirror finish on them, like, so he looks really insane when the lights are reflecting in his eyes. Like, we've done it! We've created the ultimate killing machine penguin! Like, it's like, I did that a while ago where I sketched out an idea for, like, a Nazi genetically altered polar bear. And it had, like, you know, like a helmet on it and a fucking, like, a belt with a swastika on it and all, like, and they would just, like, unleash it on people, like, go forth for the Reich, mein child. Like, what's the my German is so shit now. My German was never amazing. What's Weisse? Weisse is white, isn't it? Weisse und schwarz. Weiß und schwarz is white and black. So, like, what, the White Death? Das Weißtotten. Tottenweiße. Oh, I need to Google that real quick. How would you say White Death in German? You'd have, like, a genetically altered polar bear that's, like, fucking, like, absolutely roided out, and it's like a killing machine. Call it, what would you call it? You call it, like, white power. Like, the fucking like Snowball. You call it Snowball. Schneeball? Schneeball? Oh, that's the shit I love. My name is Hans und this is meine killer polar bear, Schneeball. Oh man, we need to make a cartoon. It'd be the funniest fucking thing ever, like. What the fuck is that thing? Das ist meine killer polar bear, Schneeball. The Uber Penguin ist hier. That's like, that's one another reason I love all the Jap shit, cause like if you do something like you know, like we come up with the Xenoboon, right? And then we could eventually do another thing where it's like the Negaboon, which is like the Xenoboon's nemesis, you know, like Shin Xenoboon. like Shin Godzilla and all this, like, you know, I fucking love that shit, like. Das Uberpenguin. Oh fuck. Oh, glorious. They're all like kind of tilted that way. It's one of the things I think is hilarious. It's like a hilarious side effect of me painting at an angle, is that so much of the PEINTEINGUs are like they're like tilted at an angle. Oh god. Oh fuck. I suppose we could do a... Should we do a UFO? I could do a similar thing to the one that I did in that monkey one with a... I could do like a... I could try to do a silhouette of a spaceship. Get some grey going. PEINTEINGU goo goo. Painting goo goo goo. Painting goo 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 goo. Paintingu, goo goo goo. Painting goo goo. Don't forget the little ferret's mask. Mask? We were going to give him a mask? I don't remember that. The little ferret's mask. What kind of mask were we going to give him? Paintingu, goo goo goo. They all have masks like raccoon. All right, yeah, I get you now. Yeah. Just the different coloured fur on them. Yeah, I get you. It goes around on the ferret, doesn't it? Or is it the same as a raccoon? I'll have to Google it. I thought it was slightly different on ferrets. And the more I think of it now, actually.
Google, image.
Alright, yeah, the brown band. Okay, yeah.
Paintingu. Back to the beginning. Paintingu. Downloaded Bloodborne again over the weekend. Started playing it again. I got to the fucking... Was it the Cleric Beast or some shit on the bridge? I just left it there. Such a good game. Bloodborne is such a good game. Oh, gross. Ugh. Paintingu, goo, goo. Paintingu, goo, goo. Paintingu, goo, goo. Paintingu. He thinks I should have kept it more subtle. No matter. Ah, Dick Fordu! Welcome! Paintingu, goo. Hold on, I need to look up Nazi uniforms. Okay, the hat does go up a bit. Okay. Make some of them officers and make some of them like grunts. So we'll do the helmets on some of them and then a hat on some of the other ones.
Might do the hats a little bit brighter. We'll see what happens. Painting goo 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 goo. Very dark. Yeah, I'll have to go lighter. I'm going to be able to see the difference between the uniform and the penguin. So, grey is going to have to be a bit brighter. They already look hilarious. Just like little black silhouettes with grey things on them. It's like, what are these? Like weird shaped bottles or something? Like, oh, if only you knew. Ugh.
Oh, gross.
Right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 officers and 4 grunts. Yeah, 4 officers, 4 grunts, and one of the grunts is like uber penguin. Now we need the beaks and the details. Methinks I'm gonna need to go on Google Images again real quick. I just want to pick out defining attributes. Keep them simple. Bang, bang. Penguins aren't as black as I remember them being. Just I thought it was just their belly that was white. Like almost the whole front of them is white. That makes sense actually. Their back is black so it absorbs the sun. Keeps their back warm. Okay. Painting Google. Painting Google. Painting Google.
Sruri, but surely my penguin armory will be complete.
Penguins are the fanciest animals in Antarctica, always wearing that snazzy tuxedo. It makes sense that they would be Nazis. Only the highest fashion sense for us penguins. Like in an abstract sense, they're already starting to look hilarious. Wo ist das Obergrubenführer? Right, I have to wait for that to dry, and then I'll put a sash on them with the swastika. The swastika. Paint goo, paint goo, paint goo. Let's go back to the ship for a minute.
Ah, you will be on Hanging with Bears on a Wednesday. Excellent.
Painting goo goo. Goo 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 goo.
Oh, glorious!
Oop, way too much red. I squeezed the tuba a bit too harder. wrong spot.
Orcas are a deadly breed.
I had them toy with my kayak once, and they nearly tipped me. Yeah, the fucking orcas will fuck you up, man. Orcas are not to be fucked with. Fucking dolphins are not to be fucked with. I was off, but not by much.
Ah, John O'Shea, welcome. Oh.
Oh,
Glorious. A dolphin will snugger with you, drown you, and review before saying so wrong and thanks for all the fish.
yeah, dolphins will fuck you up, like. I think with awareness and intellect comes a greater polarization of like good and evil behavior. Because like dolphins have been there's evidence of dolphins being incredibly friendly and helpful, but then there's also evidence of dolphins being psychotic, murdering rapists. And the same goes for orcas, you know, like, and like it's in the wild, like never mind captivity, like in the wild they can be very friendly or like fucking like seriously not okay.
With how intelligent dolphins are, makes me wonder if they too were engineered armor like the panda.
Well, perhaps. Just because something's intelligent doesn't mean we'd fucked with it or made it. Maybe. I don't know. Is that the first? I think. Is that the first ad all day? Is that just me? Or is that the first ad all day? Ooh, what is this? What is this? This is not in my... Oh, it is. I completely forgot about this one. This is funky. Painting goo goo goo. Oh, it sounds like Terminator Judgment Day. Painting goo goo goo.
Nexium Control, with around-the-clock protection from heartburn. Take control.
Fuck you and your heartburn, you weak fuck. I get heartburn all the time. I just bear it. I just grin and bear it. What happened to people with grit who could put up with heartburn? Acid reflux is a pain in the arse. Indeed. And as rear men, we just endure it. I only get fart burn. I get all of the above.
Cut back on the ghost pepper mash, Desmond. Loads of stuff gives you heartburn. Fucking chicken gives you heartburn. Gravy gives you heartburn. Hereditary.
Hereditary.
Satanism exists. To some, it's a religion. To others, it's the practice of evil in the devil's name. This is not a Halloween fable. This is a real-life horror story.
Ooh, shit. Thank fuck it didn't all go. I've just this sitting on the palette, like very fluid, very opaque white paint that would have gone all over the carpet. Not good do.
Can I have one?
Is that Grant's recipe? Fudge.
How dare you interrupt PEINTEINGU? I have no need for your chocolates and cream, peddler of junk food. I add a Ritter's salt to my coffee just to cut down the acid. Alchemy is a wonderful thing. Indeed, I I am a partial to a bit of butter and salt in my coffee too.
Cut back on the ghost pepper mash, Desmondo.
Never! You leave me and my macaron, Canadian.
Join us as we open the doors for seasonal savings at 3. Switch and
I will never join you.
Is this part of the playlist? Yeah, it is.
Right, my beloved Japanites. We remain in Antarctica. Tomorrow I shall return and finish off the Nazi penguins. And perhaps that shall be the end of our adventure in Antarctica. But we do not know for sure. All I know is that tastes like eggs. And my ass is well and truly numb.
Discover real results with Olay for brighter.
I shall discover the mute button, for it shall rid me of your voice, you cantankerous, shit-peddling whore. Get off my stream, for I'll hunt you down and kill you, and use your blood for goo. Right, my beloved Japanites and all you other filthy mortars. If you have enjoyed today's PEINTEINGU, display to the rest of you the filthy mortars in the realm that you have some honor, and click one of the many links in the description. Buy something, or pay for PEINTEINGU, or pay the monkey. I don't care what you do, just pay for PEINTEINGU. In the meantime, be good, be true, and be beautiful. And I shall see you tomorrow. Same timer, same placer. Same high-octane PEINTEINGU energy. I leave you now. Do not weep. I shall see you tomorrow. You better be there. You better like and subscribe to PEINTEINGU, or I shall fling my tiger at you. It's about all he's useful for now. Right. Sayonara.